Can I taste your juice?
Okay, so what was done in preparation for the show to guarantee that the show went on?
Research.
Okay.
A lot of attorneys.
Documentation.
A lot of money.
Talk to me about the documentation.
Sure.
Right.
So in our contract, in the contract that we signed, we made it
Contract
stipulated
with who?
with the building.
With the
Started
building.
with the building.
Yeah.
Okay.
New Jersey Convention Center.
Private property, someone's house.
Right.
This is not a public place.
Okay.
At all. This is someone's building.
All right, so I get that. I get that you have contracts with the venue itself. Okay.
Yes.
But do you have any contracts or emails or
Yes.
written agreements
With the local.
with the local government,
Yes, we do.
with the health department?
Health department, fire department. I'll give you a perfect example.
Okay.
And hopefully you can go videotape this, okay, as proof. Their biggest thing was at the time, as long as food and drink is not in the area of where vaping is, we don't see any problem with it.
Have you seen where the food court is?
There's proper ventilation.
Off the floor.
Right.
Hold on, there's proper ventilation.
Yep, I see the fans are going.
Proper
yeah.
ventilation, vacuum ventilation, and you've got food separate. Okay.
Yep.
So when you go out, if you want to take video, you're welcome to. You cannot vape in that area. It's separate, and if they're more concerned about contamination or what might happen about that. As far as the air and the circulation, they're not. They were completely fine with it. We have emails, we have documents that they approved us to be there. If at all, if they would have said you can't be there, we never would have came. We never would.
Every
never would have
condition they wanted from us,
Yep.
we complied 100% without a problem. All right, what do you want? You got it. What do you
Okay.
want? You got it.
So, like, if I were to ask you guys to provide the emails and the contracts with the health department, you guys would be willing to do that, and I could. That's something that I could share.
Who has, and I have copies of the emails, but who did most of the back and forth with the health department is the building, because it's their responsibility to make sure that they enforce the codes. So there's a couple people, which I'll give you their names later. Okay. It's the management. They have everything.
They have everything.
They have everything. I was copied on quite a few, like such as congratulations, we have approval from the health department as long as I have stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But as far as those details, no problem. I have no problem providing those. Absolutely.
Okay.
100%.
We were kind of banged up by the vendors and social media as the bad guys, and we didn't have our ducks in line and stuff like that. And I just want to tell you personally, that's not the case at all. We were diligent about this.
Okay.
We would not invite all these people to a facility where there wouldn't be any vaping unless we were told.
Right.
And we signed a contract that states that we were allowed to vape indoors.
Okay.
It can't be a Vape Expo without vaping allowed indoors.
So, all right, give me the 2-minute version of what went down yesterday.
In the middle of the day, well, a little earlier.
No, it actually started Friday evening.
Yeah, but the meat of it happened like around maybe 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Senator came in with his chief of staff, and they got the health department to come in and issue citations to people vaping on the floor, which kind of threw us for a loop because we thought we were allowed to do that, and the health department signed off on it, and they knew exactly what was going on, which I couldn't understand. Why is the health department doing this now? Because the senator wants it done. It's because of the Clean Air Act, but the Clean Air Act has nothing to do with what's going on in the Vape Expo, because it's a private event and everyone there is a member. No one's endangered working there.
Okay. So if there were agreements between the venue and the health department, where were the venue owners trying to
Oh, the venue owners were there with us, and they were furious about it too. They couldn't understand what's going on. They kept saying, "It's a private event. You have no rights to do this." I don't understand.
So there were supposedly agreements between the venue and the health department. Did you contact any other local
There are
governments?
agreements. Not supposedly. There are agreements between the health department and
but I got to say
the venue.
supposedly until I see that
No,
you
I'll
publish,
confirm
right?
it. I'll confirm it.
Yeah, okay.
There are agreements between the health department and the venue, the health department and the facility owners.
So people were written citations. Were any individual vapors written citations?
No individual vapors were written up. Just vendors.
Okay.
And I was there throughout the whole thing. Andy and I made a statement after that happened. For everything that happened and all what the vendors have been through, setting up, coming out here.
Right.
and getting cited for something that they had no control over.
I think there was about 5 seconds.
Yeah, there's only 5 or 6.
And warnings, so quite a few warnings.
A lot of warnings.
So there was a meeting at the very, very beginning of the event yesterday where you said, okay, we can let's be respectful, let's do this the right way, let's be professional. You can taste it zero, Nick, at the table.
Right.
And as soon as that started happening, the health department started shutting people down.
Now they started coming in with another complaint. And this was the senator saying, if there's a fire, how do we know that it's smoke from fire when there's too much vapor in the air? So we got complaints. We had this, we had that. We said, well, we need to see those complaints. So they were basically reaching and searching. At the end of the day, this is all Vitali. He is fuming upset because he has a black eye now. Because legally we found a way, and not me personally, our attorneys found a way, so that we could have an event legally without the state having a say.
It's not a loophole. It's there in your face. You can do this.
Right,
It's a
okay.
fact.
It's a house.
So you guys are handling the citations for any
Absolutely.
vendors? I mean,
First, I just want to say that people have been saying on social media, it's fine, they're allowed to have an opinion, that we're scam artists, that we don't know what the hell we're doing. I challenge anybody, okay? 2 groups. First of all, if anybody's running an expo, to be able to deal with this the way we did. Okay, it wasn't for business experience and being around a little bit and understanding how to even talk to people.
Right.
They would have shut us down. That's number one.
that was my biggest fear yesterday.
We're not those kind of people.
Right.
We're looking for what's in the benefit of all of our vendors and all the people coming. That's what drove this. That's originally. Secondly, people saying that, well, we're in it for the money or no. Let me say something, and I mean this with all my heart. This is very important for the state of New Jersey. There's people out there, and you know who you are, saying, I'm embarrassed of New Jersey, I'm going to move out. Well, you know what? That's exactly the problem. Everybody wants to run away from the problem. Nobody wants to do anything, okay? We didn't make any money on this show. It's not about that.
Can't fix it if you don't face it.
Okay? Before you judge anybody, research me. Come talk to me. You're welcome to call me anytime. I'll tell you, come to my house, I'll make you dinner. Not a problem. Our goal was to be able to do what we can to go forward. We're members of the New Jersey Coalition, okay? This was altogether going to be a beautiful thing for the state of New Jersey. We were trying to find a way to get it done. Well, guess what? For the last 2 days, and now it's the 3rd day, people are vaping inside. Nobody's in jail, okay? Worst that could happen, they're going to hand out some fines, which we're going to pay for. We're willing to take it on the chin. It's all good. But at the end of the day, in the record books, there's going to be a fact that we had an expo. And we're going to grow from that. And we're going to use that in a court of law when a judge looks at it and says, did anybody get sick? Was there any complaints? Was there any files made? Absolutely not. The only complainer was Vitali because he's upset. And again, I'm not going to say that. Our attorneys who are experts at that, who know him and understand the law, will fight for New Jersey. We need everybody to stick together, period. We're not scam artists. We're not looking to take over on anybody. We wouldn't, misinform our vendors.
Not at all.
In any way, shape, or form. Okay?
Not at all.
They all knew, everybody knows this is New Jersey. Everybody knows nobody's ever attempted to come here. Well, we live here, we're from here. We could have easily went 15, if people don't know New Jersey, Philadelphia is 15 miles. 15, not Philadelphia, but Easton, 15 miles west of here. We could have easily got it. But we wanted it to be in New Jersey. We could have got it for half price in Pennsylvania.
Oh, yeah.
We wanted it to be in New Jersey.
I know you guys, your phones are like ringing off the hook. I want to touch on 2 more things really, really quick, okay?
Sure.
Thing number 1. I had a chance to talk to the senator yesterday. Okay?
Did you?
And the senator, he told me that you guys were warned over and over and over again. Now, so I'm just bringing this to you about the potential of this. Okay,
it's okay.
About the potential of this event getting shut down. That you continued to get warned and you continued to ignore the warnings.
Yes.
Okay, speak to that.
Sure. Well, first of all, he said to us Friday evening, I didn't know anything about this event. Now, this is the guy, mind you, who he built his whole campaign around Smoke Free Act.
Right.
Okay, senator for the last 15 years. The Clean Air Act in 2000, Smoke Free Act in 2009. He came up to us Friday evening and said, I was on vacation and I didn't know anything about it and this is not good. I said, what's not good about it? I said, you're welcome to call my attorney. I said, currently you're not a member, you're on private property. So he said, fine, I'll be a member. So guess what? Senator Vitali now accepted the bylaws and membership rules of Vape Expo NJ, which means that he promotes vaping, that he understands he's going to be in an environment of vaping. He understands that he's coming at his own risk. And he holds no one liable. Okay, that's number 1, including his chief of staff. I'm not sure what her name was. The next day, Yes, he gave us warnings, saying what? I'm going to give you fines. We said, fine, give them to me. Not a problem, because I'm going to sue you for every fine you give me. I promise you, you will be sorry. This is only going to be this is going to be negative publicity for you. Any publicity is great, I'm sure, but I promise you, there's a lot more with us than there is with you.
Okay.
I promise you that. And that's what it came down to. You know, we got a couple fines.
Okay.
God willing, today will go smoother, but we're going to keep fighting.
All right.
I hope so.
All right. How do you guys feel about a cannabis car in the middle of the event and girls on stripper poles?
Did not expect that. Did not know about it.
Bad for the industry.
Bad for the industry. No need for that.
We put out warnings to all our vendors through phone calls. Please, no nudity, no body painting. This is a glass-free event.
Okay.
No
Shied
TVs,
away from that.
Nothing that promotes
Big time.
marijuana, because that's not what we are.
So why not shut it down?
Didn't know about it.
Well, you have the opportunity to shut it down when you see it happening in your own house.
I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
Totally honest.
Okay.
Honest, God's honest truth. We talked about it when they were setting up. Before we even had a chance, the whole senator thing kicked in. I haven't been in my booth. Have not, Phil, you know it. I have not been in my booth Vape League.
Closing thoughts. Wrap it up.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to let people know?
That really, this was beyond our control. This was not our intent at all. What we presented to our vendors, we delivered 100%. This thing that happened with the senator blindsided both of us. We were not prepared for that at all. We didn't even know it was going to happen because it wasn't an issue. We were all, supposedly, all set. What happened yesterday was total ridiculousness.
We were set up. It's for us, you know, for people to think that, well, we didn't do our due diligence and make sure we did what we were supposed to. It's like me guaranteeing you, Phil, or you guaranteeing me, Andy, you know what? I can't guarantee you if you go out on the highway and somebody's going to smash into your car, you're going to die. Even if I have a seatbelt on, and even if I'm driving the speed limit, there's no telling. Everything that happened today by the senator and his team was the other day was plotted, and we had no idea. We did everything we could, and look, we still have a show. There's thousands of people in there. Everybody's having fun. Show's going on. Yeah, you know, we got a little bit bad publicity, and we look like, and we'll take it. It's okay. But you know, we're gonna do the best we can for the community.
Okay.
That's the goal. This is the first step into us, you know, baby steps into growing to where we need to be, and we're learning from this. And even though, you know, a lot of the vendors might think, you know, well, I understand the expenses and the money, and that's fine. But you know what? They're still making sales. As far as I know, I talked to a lot of people. They're killing it. This is the first show in the New York, New Jersey, Philadelphia area, the most populated area in the United States. There's thousands and thousands of people there having a beautiful time. You know, there was a little confusion.
We'll take the hit,
but
we'll
it's
take
good.
the bad rap, but you know what? End of the day, no matter what is publicized, people are aware of vaping.
Okay.
Bottom line.
All right. Well, I know you're here. I know your phones are ringing off the hook. I know
Yeah.
you guys are fighting fires.
Thanks
left
for your
and
time,
right.
Phil. I appreciate it.
And so thanks for your time to
Well, thank you so much.
to
Well,
stop and talk a little bit about.
Thank you so much for
what's
coming
going
out here, man. It was a pleasure having you at the show. I appreciate that very
All right.
much.
Thanks, guys.
You're a good man.
Thanks a
and
lot.
you know what? Just to wrap it up, again, we really need your support. We're going heavy with the advocacy. This is exactly, we needed to make some waves. We got people's attention, and let's take this attention now all the way at the senator from the top. Guess what?
That's where it needs to
Now
go.
we have their ear. And now if we group together, we organize, we sit down, we have a couple powwows, I'll pay for the meeting. Whoever wants to get together, please contact me. Phil, if you want to be involved and anybody else wants to be involved, let's do that. We'll take their lead, your lead, and whatever we can do to push forward with this, I think it's going to help us in the future. I think this was key.
Terrific. Thanks, guys.
Thank you,
Thank
Phil.
you.
And
Thanks for your
I
time.
do wish you the best of luck with today.
Thank you
and
so
have a
much.
successful event today.
Thanks,
All
Phil.
right,
Appreciate it, buddy.
All right, so there you go, guys. That's the promoter's side of the story. Now, take from that what you will, okay? So draw from that your own conclusions. In listening to them, my eyebrows went up a couple of times like this. But I will say this on their behalf, okay? They were running around on Saturday. They were fighting the fires. They are paying the fines, according to what they said. And the show didn't get canceled, okay? So on their behalf, I will say at least that. Well, even that, not really, because in reality, part of the show did get canceled because the show was supposed to go until 8 o'clock on Sunday. Now, I had left already. I went in there to interview them on Sunday. I promised folks that I was going to be there for a couple hours on Sunday, and I did that. But from what I heard and what I read, it did get shut down at 4 p.m. on Sunday. Okay, so from the NewJersey.com article, at my request, who's the my? My is Jay Elliott, the director for the Township Division of Health and Human Services. At my request, they shut the doors at 4 p.m. Sunday. It was scheduled until 8 p.m. to address the vaping by the attendees at the event. Okay, so it did get shut down on Sunday at 4 o'clock. Now, luckily, they did not throw everybody out. They just didn't let any new people in. Okay, but what they said was the show was at capacity, and this is all what I'm hearing. Okay, they said that the show was at capacity, and that's why they didn't let people in, rather than being upfront and telling people exactly why they weren't being let in. So it was like, sorry folks, we're at capacity and we're not letting anybody else in, versus sorry folks, we're having some issues with the Board of Health and local officials, and we're not letting anybody else in. So please get involved with your local advocacy groups, because this industry really needs your help and support. Again, be upfront, be truthful, and don't hide and say things like we're at capacity when clearly they were not at capacity. All right, so that's the event itself. Okay, the meat itself. What about, it was the meat of the meat. What about some of the things there that I saw that can really reflect negatively towards our industry, towards vaping in general? Let's see. You saw some of the photos in part 1, okay? So let's talk about this photo here. All right, now I know that John Nathan already covered some of this stuff. He was like a pit bull at this event. But I'm going to talk about it a little bit too, and I approached it a little bit differently, okay? I did. So the first one is Cloud Candy, okay? Saw the photo, and I wanted to talk to the guys about what I saw there, and I did. And I asked them a question, and let's hear from them. I, in my heart, don't believe that you are marketing to youth. Okay, I don't believe that that's the intention. I don't believe that that's what you guys are all about. But here's my question, okay? Anybody who doesn't understand the industry, anybody who doesn't understand you people, right? Anybody who doesn't understand what we're trying to do you think the perception could be that you're marketing to youth or to children because just basically the look of the the logo and the name?
Right.
That's the question. Right. Okay. What do you think, honestly?
Yeah, we've already talked about it, man. I mean, it kind of sucks because we had our name and everything before.
Sure.
It can be both ways.
Right.
I mean, if you go, I can see where it would attract the kids.
Right.
I want to be for vaping. You know what I mean? I don't want to promote kids.
Right.
Until those rules come out, we're going to try to get our name out there since we've already put so much money into it. But when it's time to change, yeah.
Okay, cool. In my humble opinion, the time to change is not when the rules come out. The time to change really is now. All right, so Sour Batch, another one of those companies. So let's go talk to Sour Batch. Do you think, from anybody on the outside looking in, okay, not knowing you, not knowing the industry, not knowing your intentions, do you think it could be perceived as marketing to you?
Yes, I definitely have to agree with that statement. I think that from a third perspective, this industry, especially the e-liquid, could be considered childish and really engineered, or not engineered, but more pushed in the direction of youth. And therefore, I think that our brand is one of the brands that we could make that argument about. So we're going to do everything we can to change and continually change and improve our brand until everybody's happy with what we're doing. And hopefully our juice can continue to put smiles on people's faces.
Okay, so you already made one change with your brand, right?
Right.
And what was that change?
So originally these are all new stickers. I don't have anything on me, but originally all the labels had candy all over them. There was no warnings, so strictly ingredients, Sour Batch, nicotine strength. And so after the Miami Expo, we decided to come in, get rid of all the candy, added California Prop 65, we added the poison control hotline, skull and crossbones, and we really tried to make sure that it was clear that this is not something you consume. It's for vapors only.
Right.
It has not been evaluated by the FDA, and it's for ages 19 and up in New Jersey and 18 and up everywhere else.
Okay, and you plan on changing your brand further, is that true?
And so yeah, we're going to continually improve and remodel our brand until we feel that we have met the bar and the standard of all the advocacy groups in the industry and gain the support from people like yourself, Joe from Vaping Militia, and everybody else that I've spoken to today.
So would you say that maybe you've learned from your mistakes?
Yes, we've definitely learned from our mistakes. We definitely are not trying to turn a blind eye to this. We want to do everything we can to keep people happy with us. It's no fun being the most hated vendor at an expo.
Okay, I'm holding you to it.
All right, man. Don't be worried.
So there you go, the Sour Batch guy. Is he even old enough to attend the event? And I think that's one of the problems that's kind of facing the industry, is that some of the folks that are coming out with these products are extremely young. Zero business experience, zero business sense, and making mistakes, and making potentially big mistakes, okay? And these mistakes need to get fixed yesterday. Because I don't think that the FDA and the powers to be who want to regulate us out of existence are going to be so lenient with these mistakes. So let's change them. Let's fix them, folks. Now, as far as the e-liquid mixing on the floor, I absolutely do not support that. I didn't even know that was going on, or I would have talked to them as well. John actually did approach them. I haven't even seen that part of the video from John. And then there's the poll. And you know, we've seen this kind of growing trend at vape meets. I want to make something perfectly clear, folks. I am a red-blooded American male who likes a half-naked woman just as much as every other guy out there, okay? But there is a time and a place, okay? And I don't think that this is definitely not the time, okay, and probably not the place either. Do I think there's anything wrong with having attractive models at your booth with attractive outfits? Absolutely not. But I think there needs to be a line. There really needs to be a line. Who defines that line? Who says what's crossing the line? I don't know. But I think in this case, you know, I didn't get photos of the girl with the body paint. I didn't get photos of the girls walking around in the bikinis. I think that this was just kind of the big example of how it could be used against us. And if you don't think it could be used against us, think again. And to be fair, don't be down on those girls. They probably had no idea what they were getting themselves into. From what I understand, they are not strippers, and even if they were, who cares? They are pole dancers. They were bought in for entertainment purposes. The company has already acknowledged some of the photos on Facebook. They are working to change that and not do that anymore. Okay, but again, it's the perception. It's the perception of what people are seeing at these vape meets, what the senator saw at the vape meet that's going to hurt us. Now, I heard this a lot today. What about other expos? What about other trade shows? What about, you know, the car shows where you have this kind of behavior happening? I'm going to read to you exactly what I wrote here, folks. Bad comparison. Those are established industries not under the magnifying glass of the FDA and other official organizations who are ready and trying to shut us down. You can't forget that. And you also can't forget that nicotine is still an addictive substance, okay? We're just doing what the big tobacco companies did years ago. All right, that's the way I see it anyway, and that's the way a lot of other people are going to see it too. All right, so we're just about done with this video. This another two-parter. And this is something that I saw and something that I videotaped and something that really bothered me. Okay, this one really bothered me. And to present this piece of video, let's go back and take a look at some of the video from the initial vendors meeting that was held Saturday morning.
Now, what that means to you guys and us, very simply, is we just have to tell people, if you're gonna vape, if they ask, if you're gonna vape, please keep it inside the pavilion. And if the vendors are doing their part to encourage the public to please keep vaping to a minimum and encourage people to go into the pavilion. Again, all we ask you is that if you see people, just encourage them. Hey, try to keep vaping out in the pavilion, please.
They got a set of rules, we're gonna follow it, and it's just that simple, right?
We just gotta do the right thing, conduct ourselves as adults.
I want everybody to drink the mug right now. I want you guys to juice it up real quick. So don't even worry about it. I'll get mine, I don't care.
And if the vendors are doing their part to encourage the public to please keep vaping to a minimum and encourage people to go into the pavilion.
1, 2, 3.
So should that be done at a vape meet? Hell yeah. At this one, probably not. So I'm going to end this with just some stuff that I wrote down here, and I'm just going to read it rather than fumbling through it and editing everything together, which I'm probably going to have to edit anyway. Our actions will define us as vapors, as vendors, as manufacturers, and as an industry. What are our actions currently saying about us? And how are the questionable actions of a few going to affect all of those who are trying to do things the right way? You know who I feel worst for? It's the smoker. That person whose life we could maybe extend or even save by introducing them to our community and to the industry. But maybe some of them are a little bit turned off by what they're seeing from us and some of the things that we're doing. Now, I'm not saying anything negative about the enthusiast side of vaping or the hobbyist side of vaping, but I think there needs to be a mix. I think there needs to be some kind of balance and events that are still designed to attract, to feel welcoming to, and to contain products that are designed for the smoker. Because now, to me and to a lot of other people, it looks like it's all about this. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. It's still a business, and there's still a whole lot of money to be made. But things like this shouldn't be used to promote and propagate our industry. Things like this should be. So don't ask me to judge a cloud competition or a juice mixing contest, but maybe the best before and after chest x-ray of somebody who was a former smoker and is now a vapor. So let's do our best to keep this industry around long enough to eliminate this and potentially prevent a lot of this. Advocacy is important. Our actions are important. How we represent ourselves as an industry is important, because they're watching us, folks, and we're giving them all of the ammunition they need to be used against us. Maybe we have become our own worst enemy. Perhaps our destiny is already set and there's nothing we can do about it, but I personally don't want to give them any more ammunition. And that's it, you guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.
Can I taste your juice?